What's the most points you ever scored in an All-Star game? 18, 19? Now, come on, now, don't play like,
about 20 points. I'm not sure, Brent.
Oh, sure. All right,
I didn't win the MVP trophy, I'll tell you that much.
Well, I wasn't there. I'd have voted for you then. Here's David Thompson and Maurice Lucas now. McGinnis takes Maurice. Two strong players. Turnaround move by Maurice, and there's Dr. J with the board. Give it up now to Phil Chenier of Washington. Chenier going to go all the way. Laid it up pretty. Oh, Lanier goes down. Is he okay? He's all right.
He tripped over those size 22 feet of his.
How's the floor out there? All right, Westfall now. Oh, Julius cut off David Thompson. Pretty defense inside. And speaking of defense, Gervin was there on Phil Smith. Couldn't hold on to the ball. Was thinking about shooting it before he had control. So back now comes the West. It's 42-33. 8:43 to the half. Pretty play by Westfall. Boy, he got strong inside moves for a guard.
Oh, Westfall is almost unstoppable because he's able to go with his left hand, his right hand, and being ambidextrous has really helped his game.
Billy, that's 8 points for him. All fine plays. He can turn 360. Remember that triple overtime in the Boston Garden last year in the championship series. And the shot clock a factor, and there he is again. Westfall with a steal. Comes up on Chenier. How's that for one-on-one basketball?
Isn't that beautiful? Well, that's why they're here. They're all the great all-stars in basketball today.
An all-star move by Westfall. 42-37. West got something going. Here's Westfall. Takes it from Lucas. And it draws it to 42-39. 6 straight points for Westfall. 12 for the game. So Westfall makes a move on the MVP award here in Milwaukee. McAdoo with the ball on the floor. Lanier is there. Big Mac, great outside shooter. Now the New York Knicks won 3 straight scoring titles. He's only a baby, 25 years old. I wish he'd sell me some stock in himself. He's going to make a mint. Smith saves it, and there's Lanier. George Gervin of San Antonio control. Here's Dr. J of Philadelphia. Paul Westfall with a play inside. McAdoo, offensive, and he put it down. 46-39.
That was some move by Julius Erving to get open.
Knocked away from Thompson, and there's contact.
I got 30.
Elvin Hayes with 10 points. Dude, up on everybody. Pressure in the backcourt from David Thompson of the West. Paul Westfall, Abdul-Jabbar, Bobby Jones is back. He'll work with Rick Barry, and here's Chenier. Had the pass deflected by Kareem. Gervin was there. Irving taken away by David Thompson. Westfall's ahead of him. It's 3-on-1, and Thompson flies to the basket.
He left the ground at the foul line and just glided in there.
Looks like a jet taking off.
We see the West has come out now, and they're playing very aggressive defense, double teaming whenever they have the opportunity.
Trail by 7, Billy, with 5:59 to go in the first half. Thompson is fronting Irving. So McAdoo goes one-on-one and drives around Kareem. And there's the commissioner, Larry O'Brien, in the middle of our 2 leaders. That's Barry Frank, the head of sports for CBS on the left, and of course the president of the CBS network, Bob Wussler, who just turned into your view there. He is on Larry O'Brien's left. Larry is talking to Bob. Oh, things are going good on the NBA. All the bosses show up at the All-Star game. Julius now with a rebound. Here comes the East. Pistol Pete Maravich in New Orleans. McAdoo off his leg and out of bounds. 50-41. We may have set a record for turnovers in the first half of an All-Star game.
Well,
Westfall leading everybody.
One of the reasons for that, Brent, is that the players are not that familiar with each other, not playing day in and day out.
Kareem made an inside move and drew the foul. He was in the act of shooting, so he'll come up to the line. 50-43. 7-point difference right now. The West came in favored by 3, and it's 5-12. Oh, pretty play by Westfall. McGinnis retrieves it. Paul Westfall having a very strong first half. McGinnis. Oh. Let's give that one to Dr. J. Westfall pushes it down the right side.
52-43.
Comes into the middle, and here's Thompson now up over Doug Collins. Off iron. Fast-breaking team on the floor for the East. Collins to Julius. Oh! He has been waiting for that slam dunk all game long.
He said hello to Kareem.
Oh, my. Here is Kareem, knocked away by McGinnis. There's Barry. Go ahead, Kareem. takes it easy. Oh, I want to see this one again myself.
Here's a fine pass by Collins, and here he comes. Watch this move right here.
I told Dr. J, put up 10 grand and challenge the winner of the slam dunk. Winner take all. He says, get Don King to promote it, I'll be there. All right, here's Doug Collins, gives it now to McAdoo.
So they're used to each other's style of play.
Here's Kareem of the Los Angeles Lakers. 3:54, 56-47. The East All-Stars in the green and the West in the white. Maravich and Collins in the East backcourt for Gene Shue. Larry Brown, the West coach, calling the shots. Oh, Dr. J. And Berry is underneath now with the miss. You talk about intelligent basketball players. Start with Rick Berry. Knocked away by Maravich, and that time, just as I say that, Rick, you make a terrible pass.
He did that because he's a good friend of yours.
I think so. He made me look so bad out there. All right, there's the Pearl from the New York Knicks checking back in. And Rudy T with control for the East. JoJo White of the Boston Celtics across from Monroe. Quickly now to Elvin Hayes. 10 points for the game. And 12. It beat Maravich of the East All-Stars. Needs a bodyguard over there, I guess. Watching the action. Here now is Kareem outside.
You're not supposed to do those type of things. Big men are supposed to be inside.
Supposed to roll that sky hook up there. Here's Elvin leading the East scores. Earl. Pretty shot, 62-51. Norm Van Leer is out there. Billy Knight.
What they'll do, the West now, is they'll move Issel to the forward position.
And he pulled down that rebound and went back up. Rudy T knocks it out, and there is Phil Smith. So the West with a chance for a field goal, and it is going to be an easy one by Kareem. Havlicek was fronted by Knight.
I'm looking forward to the second half because now the coaches have played everyone. Now they can go into the locker room, prepare the team for the second half with one concern, that's to win.
Exactly what both coaches said they were going to do yesterday at practice, too, Billy. Monroe with a miss, and it went back in, and Rudy T was over there. He'll get credit for it, 64-54. 10-point spread right now. 113, Phil Smith. Nice control in the air that time. Avoided the block, pumped it in. He brought his mother and father here from San Francisco. His father, a great basketball fan. Todd McAdoo, right baseline. Rudy T again. Now the West will come back. 34 seconds. 10-point spread right now. West is trailed all the way. Van Leer hits the open man Smith. McAdoo came out. Smith hit it anyway. Now last shot time. Rudy T signals it. See if they use up all the time. 17. You can watch it count down yourself. 58 points right now for the West. They trail it by 8. Kareem jumped out there, didn't he, on JoJo? Now JoJo drives in, and there's Havlicek. That's a Boston Celtic play with time running out, isn't it?
For 15 years he's been doing that.
Here we go, second half. Westfall to David Thompson of the West. In the white now, Maurice Lucas. The first shot, battles back. That's his tremendous strength. That's how helpful he has been to Bill Walton of the Portland Trail Blazers this year. Here's Paul Westfall of the Phoenix Suns with that pretty inside move. And Lucas trying to ram it home and couldn't. Right now, the West is just controlling the game, and Westfall, left alone at the right baseline, puts it in. Norm Van Leer, the Chicago Bulls, working with Paul Westfall of the Phoenix Suns, the starting guards, as voted by the fans. Cut off by Irving with a pretty defensive play. Oh, did you see the body control pass to Maravich? Here comes Big Mac. Now, back comes the East, up by 10 again, 70-60.
We just saw what a great advantage McAdoo has over most of the centers he plays against. He's able to run on the break so well.
Irving, outlet pass, Maravich, and David Thompson almost got back with a sensational play. And a good baseball pass by Irving, wasn't it?
Anybody that says that these players don't care if they win or lose, you saw an example there by David Thompson.
And score it. Goaltending on Dr. J. There it is, Lanier.
Lanier, look at Julius. Well, good score by the ref there.
Guinness waits for his teammate Doug Collins. McAdoo went inside to Dr. J, who drew the foul. Now the West comes back, trailing by 10 points early in the third quarter. They have been behind all the way. David Thompson. Now it's an 8-point game. Collins kept over to the sideline by Van Leer. That's what Larry Brown wanted to do. Westfall blocked the shot attempt by Maravich. A special all-star program, a Leroy Neiman cover. Leroy Neiman is on hand here this afternoon watching the action. And there he is, probably doing a little work down there in the corner. He has got such a beautiful pen with him, though. I don't know if he's ever got time to concentrate on his artwork. All right, from the Banana Belt. Place where it's been warm this winter. Dr. J. And Lanier was there. Back now comes the West. Van Leer drives. And it is now a 6-point East lead with 9:18. They are creeping back. Here's Maravich. Gets free. Deflected away. Retrieves it. Jay was open. McAdoo outside. Julius is there. Inside move on Lanier. Comes underneath. Muscles his way outside. Off his leg. McGinnis. McAdoo goes back up. Retrieved by the smallest man on either team, Van Leer. Here comes David Thompson. Gives it down to Maurice Lucas. Now it's 4.
I'd hate to get my hand in the way when he did that.
And Milovich just threw it up over Lanier, didn't he? Now the West comes back.
He works on that shot, friend. I saw him in practice yesterday working on that. Yep.
Here's Thompson. On to drive baseline. Julius got there first. Lanier with muscle. 74-70. I'm not going to tell anybody, Billy, that Lanier was my pregame candidate for MVP. I don't want to, upset him at all. Here's Maravich giving it to McGinnis. Maurice yells for a switch. David Thompson on the switch. Working against the shot clock. And they'll go the other way. Offense is the call against Dr. J.
They should have taken the jump shot.
This is the closest the West has been since early in the first quarter. It is 74-72, a 2-point game.
In the last game, Lucas had 41 points against Atlanta.
It was last tied at 4. Right now, the East leading it by a field goal. Good pass by McAdoo to Irving. Score it, and there's a foul. 7:30 to go in the third quarter. Here's David Thompson of Denver. Maurice Lucas giving him a pick. McGinnis comes over. They give it back as Lucas rolls off the pick. At home. Lanier has retrieved it inside to David. McGinnis is there and fouled him.
There's quite a bit of contact on that play.
David and Goliath going up.
George, get a hold of him.
There is the NFL championship ring. Bob Long, former player with the Green Bay Packers, watching this action. Maravich in the passing lane with the interception. Off now to Big George McGinnis. Waits for Lucas to get back. The West starting to talk on defense now, yelling switches as these two teams are getting together. Maravich. We're back in the East and the green. Moving to the left. Maravich with control. Coming up on Phil Smith. Rick Barry switches off. The two Golden State Warriors on the floor now for Larry Brown. Collins goes back to Pisco. 81-73. Sellout crowd in the Milwaukee Arena. I've had some basketball men tell me that Larry Brown has done one of the fine jobs of coaching in this league in the first half of the season. There are some people who do not believe that that team's that good. Barry, a 90% free throw shooter. Put a blindfold on him. He can hit him. John Havlicek in his 12th NBA All-Star game. And Don Buzzi in his first. From the Indiana Pacers. There's Elvin Hayes. Knocked away by Buzzi. Hey, he is right there where the action is, isn't he? Comes back. Good pass to Lanier. Drove right in. Hayes called for a foul, but says, come on. Very good point, because that can really matter when you want one player for a specific task if you know his talents. Here's George Gervin. And McAdoo. And Red Auerbach and Irv Levin, who yesterday became the chairman of the Board of Governors of the NBA. So congratulations to Irv, who controls the Boston Celtics. Havlicek sticks with Rick off the weave. It's Boozy. I'm impressed. Here comes Phil Chenier. It's 85-79 right now, a 6-point East lead. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar kneels down, a stir in the crowd. Billy Knight will join him. McAdoo gives it back to Chenier. Lanier. Outlet now to Boozy. Did Boozy check over the placement on the floor. Bobby Jones to Phil Smith.
But he has one problem. He's a winner.
That's right. Here's Barry. Checked behind. Wanted the foul, didn't he?
Yeah. It looked like Rick did draw that foul.
There's two of our announcers, Jerry Gross and Lenny Wilkins. Wilkins, of course, the former coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. Watching the action. Turnover now. 85-83. Here's Barry. Give it up to Phil Smith, who can tie it. In and out. Lanier got a hand on it. Boozy now to Phil Smith. Go fresh 24. Rick now to Boozy. Tied. 85. Come alive in Milwaukee. 3:40. Last tied at 10:14 of the first quarter. McAdoo as the East will try to tie it. Did you say Boozy cut off that passing lane? It was Boozy up here who forced it. And here's Barry at the 4-point West lead.
Boozy has changed the whole tempo of this ball game.
Leading the NBA in steals and assists, and already 2 today for Indiana's Don Boozy. And he has changed things up here. It's 89-85. West ahead of the East. Maravich and McGinnis have stolen the ball 4 times apiece for the East. So Gervin Chenier, Havlicek, McAdoo, and Rudy T. Their lead, 91-85, 134. And the West playing with some intensity right now in the third quarter, and they have taken charge. Chenier responds. Great outside shooter of the Washington Bulls. And there is the coach of the defending NBA champions, Tommy Heinsohn. He is also an artist. It's Leroy Neiman with the cover this year. Tommy Heinsohn next. Kareem looks inside. Rick Barry. Oh, Chenier got up above Phil Smith. Wanted Havlicek. Billy Knight of Indiana was there with the interception. Phil Smith of Golden State cross-court to his teammate. Barry taps it back. Boozy goes to him. Barry for the corner turtle.
Is that beautiful basketball?
93-87. Inside of 50 seconds right now. What a spurt here by the West in the third quarter. Havlicek. Boozy there on the steal. Wanted Knight, who was tripped up and went down. San Antonio. There was Knight. You don't notice Knight, but he gets it done. Oh, Jones is open, and Boozy found him. And assist. Hey, he sees everything. Now, Gervin around a McAdoo screen. Gervin in too far, out of bounds. Hit last now by Jones. So it'll go to the East. That's the time remaining. Right-hand corner.
All the ABA fans were glad to see that last basket.
McAdoo can hit him from any place. 97-89. Last 3 seconds. Jones punches up. Kareem. So we've come to the end of 3 quarters. Mark it down that the West has overcome a 10-point halftime deficit. 97-89. Final 12. And Smith was there. Jump ball as Hayes came back on him. Let me set the 10 players out there now. It's going to be important as the East will attempt to make it 3 victories in a row. Hayes of Washington, White of Boston, Monroe of New York, McGinnis and Irving of Philadelphia on the floor as Gene Shue suddenly finds himself behind. White knocked away by Kareem, but that's goaltending, so give him the hoop. Now Boozy, who has come on so strongly here for the West, added to this team because of the injury to Bill Walton, demonstrating to one and all that he deserved in the first place to be here. Kareem was backing into Hayes, and there was a push underneath. That's 5 fouls, and McAdoo will come in.
They're really going to miss Elvin because Elvin plays a little more physical than McAdoo does. And if Jabbar just gets the ball and rolls to the basket, he'll be shooting layups or the easy skyhook for himself.
Outside, Irving hit sky, and Abdul-Jabbar was there. And here's Rick Barry against Pearl. And Rick drew the foul, and Earl not so sure. He thought he had timed that man perfectly.
Well, here's the play. Take a look at it. What do you think, Brent?
I thought it was a beautiful defensive play by Earl Monroe.
I did, too. If that was a regular season game, I'm sure that Earl would have gotten a technical foul.
Or Red Holzman.
Or both.
Or Danny Whalen or somebody on the Knicks bench. Here's Barry. 99-91. And of course, the doubleheader game after those 4 regional games, Boston at Golden State. We're going to see just how the Celtics are coming along. What about Sidney Wicks? Is he doing better now that he's coming off the bench? We'll see next Sunday. Abdul-Jabbar left alone. Make it 101-93. Dan Issel is in there at forward along with David Thompson. Paul Westphal and Phil Smith are the West guards. 9:48 to play. White, McGinnis, McAdoo, Monroe, and Irving are on the floor. For the East, that's Julius yelling instructions, and I guess it was go to the hoop, Big Bob.
That was good coaching by Julius.
Wasn't that great? 195. Issel wants Kareem. He nods his head, I'm ready. Knocked away. Julius came out. They're going to have to double team the big guy. David Thompson straight up in the air. 103-95. Monroe puts a spin on Smith. Bounced it back to Big Bob McAdoo, his teammate on the Knicks. Here's McAdoo again. Earth over him, and there's McGinnis. Now the quick outlet pass. East got a chance for some shoe-like pressure right here. Monroe at the line.
You know who made that play possible? Julius Irving, by running the length of the court and enabling Earl to get that easy shot.
So important for that forward on the wing to come flying. Guys like Havlicek and Berry have done it. And that's what Billy Cunningham's talking about. Bob McAdoo with problems inside. 105-97 by the doctor that time.
Kareem was waiting for him that time, though.
He sure was, wasn't it?
He wasn't going to let him do it to him twice.
Here's the Pearl. JoJo White of the Boston Celtics pops out. Now it's Monroe backing in on Smith. And there's an elbow, says Earl Strom. Off iron, and Big Bob McAdoo with an offensive board. Somebody's got to block out. It's 105-99. It is 6 points. 7:30 for the ball game. Here's Smith facing the basket, cuts left. JoJo White was on him, and Phil put it in anyway.
That was just a great shot and great defense.
JoJo accelerated, cut off. McAdoo, shoots like a guard, rebounds like a center. But it's defense that's going to tell for Bob McAdoo. It is a 6-point game right now. West ahead and 7-10. Here's Kareem, knocked away on the double team. Julius goes back. No foul is called. David Thompson gets inside. 109-101. Lob for Julius, knocked away by Kareem.
You know what surprised me on that play is that Westphal was trying to post McGinnis down low. I imagine he didn't realize who he was playing against down low at that point.
As Kareem takes a break, Bob Lanier is out there. JoJo White. Now it's a 6-point West lead and 6:37. And Irving at the iron. Puts it on the floor. Thompson picks him up, gets past David, jumps inside. Lanier came over. Contact as Irving began his assault on the hoop.
Here we'll see Julius. Watch David Thompson reaching for the ball. That's a mistake right there. And Julius going to the hoop. Well, that looked like good position there by Rick.
One of the differences in this style of play this year is the fact that they don't have a three-point play in the NBA. What a difference that makes for defenses. They can drop back and clog up the middle, and you don't see that sky move as often as you used to when he was with the New York Nets.
John Havlicek last night at the dinner said a few words. And one thing he said he'd like to see in basketball today is the three-point play. And I have to agree with him 100%.
Irving out on David Thompson. Here's Bob Lanier. The Detroit Pistons getting it back to Thompson. And Lanier with a fine pick. McAdoo on the switch. Forces a turnover now by the East defense. And here comes the doctor. House call.
Oh, my goodness. What do you do when the man comes at you that fashion?
2-point West lead. Lob pass to Lanier. You see Julius hustle that time, even though Lanier got it. Take another look, folks. Enjoy it. It's vintage Julius Irving. Welcome to the NBA, the best in basketball on CBS.
Now the big problem you have in those plays is the ball comes through and hits you in the head or in the foot. It hurts.
McAdoo, Barry battling him, and Bob just pulls it up and sinks it. And on the turnover, Barry slides it to Boozy in the middle. Goes to Westphal. Left-handed jump by the Phoenix Suns guard. Now it's a 4-point lead. East comes right back. Larry Brown yelling for his defense to get back. Off fire. Berry outlet now to Westfall. Thompson on the break. Collins got to go with him. Thompson will get it.
Oh, so much great talent out there. You just get so excited sitting here watching them. Here we see David Thompson going in, and I anticipated him to really dunk this ball here, but nice and easy. He's only 6'3 and a half.
4:25, 1:15, 109. 4:22, 4-team now against the West. Maravich gets inside and passes it back out to McAdoo. Here's Rudy T. Rolls up a hook that's off the mark. But there is the doctor. He has come on, hasn't he?
The doctor has gotten him back in this game.
Look at the doctor at the other end. How did he get back on the defense? Oh, and here is McAdoo. 1:15, 1:15.
Oh, the doctor has got them back in the game defensively as well as offensively.
2-point lead. Lanier slides in. Through the foul.
Here we'll see the doctor getting back on defense. Almost caught that ball with one hand. This is where I wouldn't be surprised Gene Shue will insert Elvin Hayes. Of course, McAdoo is playing so well, but strength-wise against Lanier, there's no comparison. And if they do keep going in low to Bob, he's such a fine offensive ball player. McAdoo will have no choice either to let him shoot it or foul.
West ahead by 5 on that free throw. See, as Maravich,
You got it, Bob.
could not reduce it. You could hear Berry say, "You got it, Lanier," and he did as he pulled out. Bounce pass now to Rick inside. Off of Collins, and ooh, he and Westfall collided. Paul really took a shot there on the chins. He okay? Bounced right back up. Collins and he collided. There it is again. You can see the elbow, the right elbow. Complete accident.
CBS.
Oh, it's super, isn't it? All these great restaurants, Mater's, Sally's, the banquet last night. We had a terrific time. Berry now, back to Lanier, outside. There's that touch, the Detroit Pistons center. 120 to 113. 3:15 now for the game. Here's the doctor inside. Oh, give it to him and send him to the free throw line.
Great pass here by Maravich. Julius going up. I don't know how he made it.
Because of the injury to Collins. Shortest centers on the East team. Rudy T gives it to Maravich. Oh, showtime to the doctor.
There's my MVP right there.
120, 118, and 240. Gene Shue up applauding this from every angle conceivable. Julius Erving has put him down here in Milwaukee. 30 points for the game right now. We've got 2 minutes and 40 seconds left to play. McAdoo with 26 points, and Larry Brown of the Denver Nuggets goes into that huddle to talk to his team, leading now by a field goal. What does Larry like to do?
You have to be back. You have to be concentrated and getting back. Offensively, the best thing you can do is make penetration. You put some pressure on the defense. Now I will come up with it. If the weak side, if David will go up and set a screen on Paul, on the weak side, bring the ball to me, you come up and set a screen for me to go outside. If McAdoo steps up, I'll just shake my head. You go right to the basket and I can lob it to you. And if he does step there and Tom Jonovich plays the face, I can drive it. I'm not trying to get a play from him.
Well, there's no question we're going to have to keep an eye on Rick Berry's head. That's going to be the key thing.
Larry also played together. They played together in Oakland. Then they went on and played in Virginia.
In the lane, if you call a timeout, try to do that. Come up and set a screen for me to go inside. If McAdoo overplays you, I'll just go like this.
Well, what they're going to do is run a pick and roll with Barry and Lanier. And the thing about Rick Barry on this type of play, he's the best in basketball at executing the pick and roll.
All right, they're setting up now. Lanier and McAdoo. McAdoo jumps out on him, so Berry springs free. They're fronting Lanier. McAdoo took it away. Berry comes in. Now the East coming back with a chance to tie it. Maravich collided with Westfall. Offense. Great position by Paul Westfall of the Phoenix Suns. With 2:22 to go, he has forced a key turnover. Now West comes back. Let's set their lineup for you. Bill Smith and Rick Berry of Golden State. David Thompson of Denver. Also got Bob Lanier of Detroit. Westfall. Good play at both ends by Westfall. It's a 4-point West lead. Now 2 minutes left for the game, and there's going to be another timeout.
Right now, if Lanier, whatever he's going to do, whether he switches out or what, he might catch Bob rolls to the basket. And then we have our full round delivery sides and our Barney, so that if we have a chance, we might be able to turn the corner. Make sure the other side has changes so they can Bob does want to get in his line. Well, no, on the weak side. On the weak side, we're going to have to hold the inside clear. So now you'll be able to work off of there. You'll be able to hold the ball, work off, pass the Bob, or whatever.
Hardly an exhibition. 2 minutes to go. 4 points. Fierce competitors. They go for the win now. They've been raised on that all their lives. Collins will inbound it. He'll set the play now. East trailing by 2 field goals. Slides off the pick, and Lanier went with him, and Lanier rebounded. Now the West can go up by 6.
McAdoo should have hit the offensive board on that play because he had Smith on him.
For Lanier, collision with Tomjanovich. You can hear the groan. Now Pistol Pete comes back. Pull-up jump shot. 2 points. 122, 120, and 132 to go.
Pistol couldn't believe he missed that last jump shot, so he had to come back and make one for it.
Shot was short, and McAdoo controls the defensive board. Maravich quickly now to the doctor. Julius waits for Pete to set it up. 1:13 for the ball game. McAdoo, and there was contact. Lanier was outside on him. He was in the act of shooting. Now a chance to tie this all-star game up as Kareem Abdul-Jabbar replaces Bob Lanier for the West with 1:09 remaining.
Going back to the other end, all the pressure's on McAdoo. How does he play Kareem? Is he going to front him? Is he going to play behind him and force him to shoot the jump shot? He's got everything riding on his shoulders at this point.
McAdoo has tied it at the line, and now as Billy Cunningham points out, it's all pressure time for McAdoo as he goes down on Kareem. Forwards will help out. There's Tomjanovich over. Open man, Berry underneath. Julius is over there, no foul. Here comes McAdoo now. 3-on-2. McAdoo can't put the East ahead, and Smith was fouled on the loose ball.
Here's a defense, fine defensive play here. Rick was a little upset. He thought he got fouled on that play. Looked like good defense to me, though.
In the penalty, 52 seconds to play. Still tied.
He rushed that shot.
Tie is broken. 52 seconds, 123, 122 now. The West leading by a point. Collision, and Smith goes down, back up. Maravich against Westfall. Slides, and Bobby Jones to the block. Battle for the loose ball. There he gets it off. Here's Westfall. There's 35 seconds. Slams it home, and it's 125, 122. 3-point lead. East comes right back. McAdoo comes up. And a pushing foul is called. East coach Gene Shue checking with Jack McMahon. Now 125, 123, a field goal apart.
The reason Thompson came in for Jones at this point is they're going to the other end with 33 seconds to go, and they want a more effective offensive player in there.
West leading by that point, Billy. Timeout has been called by Larry Brown. 30 points for McAdoo and Irving in this game, 20 for Westfall, 21 for Abdul-Jabbar, Berry and Thompson, 18 apiece, 17 for Lanier, 13 for Smith, 17 seconds on the shot clock, and 26 seconds for the game. Knocked away by McAdoo. East now with a chance to win it. Inside of 20 seconds, and Bob McAdoo with the key defensive play. And as we've said all game long, all that pressure has been on him.
Well, he came up with the key steal right there. That was a poor pass by Smith, though.
Now it'll be Gene Shue's turn to set up the play.
Well, Gene Shue's philosophy is, well, it hasn't worked the last 2 times, so we're shooting for 33 1/3%. They're going, Maravich will run the play with McAdoo. It's coming off a pick set by McAdoo, and he has the option either to penetrate with the ball, shoot the jump shot, or hit McAdoo rolling to the basket.
16 ticks of the clock, and you heard Strom tell Shue 9 seconds to get it across, but no trouble, no pressure. Here's Maravich, slide inside at 10, right side is open, Westphal is there. Westphal, off now to Barrett. West is going to break the losing streak. Berry will run the clock out, it's over. 125 to 124. The West has done it. Paul Westphal at that end, battling Pistol Pete Maravich. The East could not get the shot away. All right, we are back now in Milwaukee for the presentation of the Most Valuable Player Award. If we can get the commissioner of the NBA, Larry O'Brien, over here. You can hear the crowd in the background. You want to make the announcement for us?
I sure do. This was a tough one. There are a lot of names on those ballots, but we have Dr. J, Julius Erving sitting here behind us, and we're ready to bring him out here.
All right, bring Dr. J. Julius Erving, come on over here. Many of the crowd here wanted Paul Westphal. Dr. J, nice job. Tremendous job.
We had almost as many names on ballots as there were ballots with the sports writers here today. I can tell you that. This was a tough one, an awfully difficult one. But we have the winner here, and he's a great one. Great Julius Erving, Dr. J.
Doctor, congratulations from all of us. Really some magnificent moments.
Thanks a lot, Brad.
All right.
Sorry that my winning Most Valuable Player was contrary to popular opinion here, but my approach to the game is just to go out and play as hard as I can, and this is something that I never won in an ABA All-Star game, so, you know, I'm really proud that I'm honored here today by winning this award. Thank you.
Thank you, Julius. You know, right now, we have got standing by over here on the side, I see another one of our fine commentators, Jack Whitaker, who is getting ready, and of course no better way for CBS to wind up a broadcast than to go over to Jack right now. So, Jack?
All right, thank you very much, Brent. Congratulations to Dr. J. As we approach this NBA All-Star game this year, the NBA as a league was rather looking still for that stability that middle age requires. It's been 27 years since the first All-Star game in the NBA, and that was yesterday when the sport was young. Those were the days when Mikan and Fultz and Shays were the names that kept it together. And the Lakers were still in Minneapolis, the Warriors in Philadelphia, and Rochester and Syracuse were towns we visited in the winter. But since then, this game has had an explosion. It has grown faster than a teenage child out of its clothes. It has grown up and out of high school gyms into the Spectrum and Forums, and from a tight-knit league into a 4-conference community now with 22 teams that spans the nation. With all that growth, of course, there were some pains. The pains of expansion, of merger, of high salaries, of terrible traveling schedules and an overlong season. But the pain has brought the stability that this league has been elusively seeking for over 30 years. The merger has been an unqualified success, and at this 27th All-Star game, the NBA, it would appear, has decided not to be the Peter Pan of professional sports. Now, once again, here's Brent Musburger.
All right, Jack, thank you so much. As we see the most valuable player of this All-Star game accepting the trophy from Commissioner Larry O'Brien.